that nigga, I won't never change. Rubbing off the pain, smoking dank. Got a Uzi in my lap, I let it bang. Free Latte, no, he keep a K, but he not take K up the chop and let it blow. Watch this bitch eat his face, I'm that nigga. And all my young niggas pulling triggers, we gorillas. We let this bitch off until you feel us. For you niggas, that's always on IG with them yiggies, taking pictures. Is you really gonna use them or you just loafing for them bitches? You niggas really hoes and you be acting like these bitches. You niggas say I silent, but y'all probably in there snitching. Most of niggas.
Wow, this is unbelievable. Dragon Ball Super has been consistently good. I know this is crazy. This is insane. Well, hello everybody. It's your boy Sean, and I'm here to bring you Dragon Ball Super episode review 123. Now, this episode, while not as good as last week's, was still really good in its own right. And we start out and we start out where we last left off last week, with Vegeta being downed by Jiren, and Jiren's kind of just like, not Jiren, Vegeta's on the floor, and he pretty much says how Jiren um didn't use his full power, and but at least Jiren acknowledges him as a strong warrior. Now, the one thing I kind of have a problem with is, what is Jiren's full power? Because like anything Jiren does isn't his full power, and it's kind of like, you have to put some type of cap on this guy eventually, aren't you? And it's not like back in the Frieza saga when they just put actual numbers on shit, so it was more defined. Like literally anything this guy does isn't his full power. This man could use his full power, but it's not actually his full power. It's just like it's a bit like the ambiguity of it is kind of annoying. But that's not a big deal. So he says Jiren doesn't use his full power. Jiren acknowledges him, and then Goku rushes off to fight Jiren himself. And holy bejesus, this was wonderful. So Goku's fighting Jiren, and Goku uses strategy as he gets like little blast things, and he um uses them kind of like mines against Jiren to try to find an opening because he already knows he's gonna get his ass dicked if he tries fighting him close range or long range. And he kind of baits Jiren into trying to fight him on this like pillar, well not pillar, more like a plateau on top of the tournament, on top of the ring. And when he does this, when Jiren tries to attack him, he uses Krillin's Destructo Disc that he had launched before to slice the landscape, thus making Jiren fall. And I thought this was a really cool strategy because it makes sense, to get rid of how to get rid of someone that's way stronger than him. And honestly, this would have worked for just about anybody else in this tournament except Jiren. But because it's Jiren, he uses his like red aura thing, and he's able to escape from elimination because he was literally falling down the bridge, and he just kind of escapes. So, we kind of see uh, a little bit of the other fights going on in the during this episode. Like Frieza basically just no sells Dispo's attack from last week, as cool as it was, and he's pretty much like looking at Dispo like, you honestly thought this was gonna beat me? So Dispo's a bit rattled, and so is everyone else in Universe 11. And Gohan and 17 are having a bit of a tough time against Topo, and they try using a strategy of having Topo catch 17, and 17 traps him in his force field and has Gohan like can like uh Gohan can shoot a Kamehameha at both of them to try to eliminate both of them. It fails, and they kind of have to come up with a new strategy. Now, we cut back to the main fight of this episode, Goku and Vegeta versus Jiren. And, you know, Jiren's pretty much has way with both Goku and Vegeta. And Goku and Vegeta decide to work together, guys. Just like what we just like what we told them back in the ROF arc, that if they could work together, uh, they could accomplish anything. And so, as they're powering up, Vegeta transforms into the form that we see in the credits, and they and Krillin kind of refers to it as his limit break form, or a version of that, or just a form that breaks his limits. So, if you haven't seen my video that I just uploaded not too long ago, go watch that. And I kind of gave my prediction of what I thought it was, but it's very similar to that. I said this was Vegeta's answer to the Kaioken in turn because it also breaks his limits, and that's kind of what they refer to it as too. So, a point for me. And they start fighting Jiren, and that's kind of where the episode leaves off. They overpower Jiren for a little bit, they back off, and Jiren is now, and Jiren and them are having to stare down. They're about to begin their counterattack. Now, this episode was good. Like I said, it wasn't as good as last week, but it was still good in its own right. I liked the fight. That's going on with Goku and Vegeta versus Jiren. However, some minor complaints is I feel like the fight itself is going by a bit too slowly, and I'm just saying, like, there's just at certain points where it feels like it's really stagnating, and if they have this fight kind of have more going on, have the pacing of the fight get better, Goku Vegeta Jiren fight specifically, I'll also give time to showcase more of the other fights going on because the other fights that are going on haven't really got much love as of yet in in this episode. But like overall though, this was a great episode. If last week was like a 15 out of 10, I'd give this like an 8 out of 10. So salt. So this was great. It was a nice episode, lots of action, uh, lots of progression. I liked Vegeta's transformation. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to mention this. When Vegeta breaks his limits, we see a flashback of him when he promised Kaba that he would resurrect the Universe 6 Saiyans. So, this is some great character development for Vegeta, and I'm going to make another video for Vegeta, and I'm going to reference this moment. But that's all I got to say for now. So, yeah, this is a great episode. Watch it. It was wonderful. 8 out of 10. Just wonderful. It's great. Yeah, before you click that exit button into another video, don't forget to follow your boy Sean on Instagram, SSJ underscore Sean K. It'll help me bring those followers up and experience me on a more personal level. You can DM me there, you can talk there. Uh, so yeah, just remember, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram's lit. I have more followers than that, but yeah. Follow me on Instagram!